episode
I didn't
1.
realize that I mentally blocked out like the first hour and a half of Attack of the Clones because I was looking at a meme of like Anakin.
What
like,
do you mean? Yeah.
Remember when Anakin levitates the cup and like to his hand?
No,
Yeah, right. He's like, you blocked it out. It's not a real scene. I'm telling you, it's not real.
Wait, what's the? I'm trying to think. What's the opening? Wait, hold on.
No.
Think about it. I want to try to guess what it is. The opening to Attack on the Clones.
Oh, it's like a fever
dream. So the first, okay, so it starts. The shot starts. I'm gonna like put it like right below me, if possible.
Yeah.
The shot starts in space, obviously, but not generically. It's above Coruscant.
Yes.
A ship comes in. I don't think of it's distinctly Naboo, but there's Naboo people on it.
Yes.
The ship comes in, and it goes to Coruscant. It's like, wow, we're seeing Coruscant again, because Coruscant is just this figure piece that Lucasfilm likes to be like, haha, look at this thing I made. and then they land, and there's an explosion that kills people. Yeah. But as usual, Padme's a fucking pussy and won't be herself. And so,
right? Like, who's just double? Like, who's
Padme should have died numerous times.
I remember that episode
movies.
1. It's like Padme is like not actually herself. Like, that's not really. I'm over here like,
I'm the
handmaiden.
Who are
you?
Well, no, she's Padme, but Padme isn't the woman, like the queen.
Yes.
Her name is still Padme. It's just like, I'm just the hand servant Padme.
Yeah, but like but Attack. I was like watching this.
I also like. Hold on. This grinds my gears. I also like how this is what happens. Right, it goes in this order. Padme's definitely in trouble. We need to protect her. There's going to be assassination. Multiple assassination attempts happen. The assassination attempts are not over, but she's like, hey, it's me. I'm Padme, everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, what was the point of hiding then? And it's like, I don't know. You're going to protect me, right? It's like, no, we got to do this other thing. It's like, huh. And then episode 2 starts. There's an assassination in the first 5 minutes, and then they're like...
And there's a second one. There's like the worms.
Yeah, there's the worms!
And then Anakin just jumps on the bed with a lightsaber and just jumps and just like doesn't kill her. I'm like, that was really dumb. Like, you could just pick them up. In episode 1, Anakin's like 6. Like, so Padme really didn't age in like from like the.
No, she did. She's just really old.
Yeah, but yeah,
she's like 16 when she's the queen. I think.
And he's
right?
like what 7? Like he's like, I'm gonna like bang you.
Dude, he knows what he wants.
And
he
she's
knows
like,
what he wants.
Yeah, you know, like maybe like.
Well, that was a really good and long preamble.
Oh, I agree. That was some good stuff.
I don't know what I'm gonna use from that.
Neither do I.
I need something.
So
anyway,
but now we're here.
Yes. What is up, guys? And welcome back to Mic Check. As always, I'm your host, Mike Knowles. Joining me once again, Jack Beran.
That's me. 2 in a row. This is great.
Yeah. You know, I kind of told about it before. It's like Mic Check isn't an interview show. It just is when I have guests.
I think it's like it's me and you. When
you just weren't there.
Yeah, I say it's me and you when we're not like being. It's not that like the other videos are like us acting, but like obviously we're not like.
It's more candid.
Yeah, more like more candid, more like okay, I should say a joke here rather than just say a sentence. Yeah, like you know what I mean. So
I am dressed post work because I am a working 9 to 5 individual currently.
I wish I was.
I came home and I came home and I made the dinner and I'm like, shit, we gotta do this too.
You walked in, he said, "Where's my wife?"
Jesus Christ. Like, so if the lighting is bad, if the camera is not focused correctly, Jack's camera is still a webcam, so that one's gonna look like shite still. This is kind of also a therapy session for me right now.
Oh, dude, totally agree. Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us for whatever this might be.
I think it's a good conversation. I think everyone should have. It was like at least I think any even like I guess not specifically creative, but I think it's any conversation anyone has.
Before we get into this, figure out the bullshit with your mic check.
Mic check?
I know what bullshit you pulled that you didn't actually do on purpose. I know what bullshit you pulled.
What'd I do?
With the 70 fucking views. I didn't realize that LinkedIn videos autoplay when you scroll past them. So every time someone scrolls past it, that's bad. That's a view with almost 0 watch time.
Oh.
That's very bad.
Curses.
Yeah, you tanked the searchability of your own video.
But he got 70 views though.
The average watch time is 5 minutes for the 35-minute video. Hey. And I know at least 7 people that watched it all the way through. Solid. So that's very, very bad.
Okay, no more LinkedIn for Jack.
So I want to talk about today. I feel like you might end up leading this conversation more than I will, because I'm just like,
sure.
Oh, I'm so dead inside right now. I want to talk about the creative endeavors of people like us who are at the bottom, and
the proletariat.
Also, creative burnout.
Yeah,
but not burnout from the sense of necessarily pushing yourself too hard.
Yeah,
but having to push or give force against a nigh immovable object.
Yes, it's a very intricate way.
Yeah, I'm really trying here. My brain's just kind of.
That was some Hemingway.
I also realized we don't have any water, so
I also realized this. It's gonna be a real rough. About halfway through, I was like talking. I was like, Uh-oh. I'm in trouble.
So I have been going through creative burnout, running this channel 2 videos a day or a stream every day.
You're doing
For
a
just
lot.
for just 3 weeks, not even of the full month, and I wanted to at least get through July. And I think we're stopping it already because I cannot sustain myself this way. As a human being
Sure, yeah.
and as a creative, and the worst part is because I had to get up so early for work, and this is like more of a random small bitch for me, but like last Saturday, I was like, or last Sunday, because I did go out Saturday, but I still had to go out a little bit later. But Sunday, I was like, I have nothing to do today. I'm going to get stuff done, but I get to sleep.
Yes.
I'm so behind on sleep. And I'm so conditioned to getting up real early for work now that without even an alarm,
Just woke up, yeah.
woke
I
up
do
at
that.
like 8 o'clock, and I was like, I wanted to sleep till 11.
I wake up at I usually wake up at like 6:30 a.m. I don't even mean to. I'm up at 6:30 and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
back to sleep, Jack. Or like 7, even like 4:30.
And
I
then on
wake up.
days you have to work, you're like, your body tries to make you miss work. It's like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, you will rationalize any reason to not go.
Is that
bed.
even rational? Your body just feels more heavy. It's like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah.
So, I have been dying, keeping up with the algorithm. And what I've learned is that the algorithm does not give a shit
Yes.
if you're not already pulling in views.
Yeah, it does not come
And
out
even
you.
if you are, it still does not give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just reinforce that because the algorithm is shit. Instagram was gonna be our savior, hopefully. Can only search by channel, not by video.
Who will be searching yen?
Not even. It's your entertainment network, the full thing.
Yeah, who will be? You know, just sit there and go. That's like they just smashed on the keyboard and like it popped up.
To start off, I guess time of announcement. We're done doing daily news, at least for a long, long while.
Which is fair.
Sucks. Because while I don't enjoy it, I never enjoyed doing news. I can do it. I can find it enjoyable, but it is definitely not my passion.
Sure.
In the same way that it is not your passion. Like, you were in MSP, but you had to do a lot of, like, news-related stuff.
I did. Yeah, it was like a big. That was a lot of it is like live
Right.
production of like news or.
You did it,
like,
and you're like, hey,
yeah.
if I'm getting paid, I could do it.
Yeah.
There's certain subjects I can do it better than others. But if you're asking me what exactly I want to do, it is not this.
Yeah, it's and you know that's why I didn't really do a lot of the like Temple news and stuff because as much as like that would have looked nice on a resume, there was also that moment of like, okay, this is gonna take time.
And it also sucks because it was the one thing that beat the algorithm. Like the Goku piano, the DBZ fighter,
Or the Sean
Dragon
Murray
Ball-
one's a big one. Sean Murray really.
Yeah, the Sean Murray one. We're
yeah.
like the number 3 video on No Man's Sky. Essentially,
Yeah.
for like,
Like,
did
did we finally beat IGN that one time? That was like we like
We beat the no.
Yeah,
I
the
think we beat
no. We were like
We beat
above
the no.
them.
We're like,
yeah.
yes.
So
Fracking, the Dragon Ball Fighter Z one we just put up 400 views.
there you go. That's what I'm saying.
Because it's one of those things where you have to be original to make a career out of things, and you
Yeah.
have to make things your own. To slice through the algorithm, it is good to hop on things that exist.
Yeah.
This is why gaming channels chase gaming channels that are about gameplay and not about entertainment.
Sure.
It's in the name.
It
Chase
is.
trends. We kind of chase trends, but we don't sacrifice what we love or what we find creatively fulfilling.
I was saying like you don't
to do it.
we don't play Fortnite. We
Yeah,
play
we
like
did
one
Fortnite
time.
like months late, and we could have did it not at any time. We had to wait on certain circumstances, but we could have did it a lot sooner if we really wanted to.
Yeah, or theoretically we could have done it like over and over again and probably gotten either better results than because people will be still searching for it now.
Yeah.
So and that was even before like it was really big.
Yeah.
Like
And so you're incentivized to do that because if you don't have the views, if you make a quality video about that, it will be randomly happened upon, and if it's quality, it'll get the view time, and then the algorithm realizes, oh, people who are just searching are looking for this kind of video because they are not subscribed. They found it because it has search terms that's related to a subject they're looking for, and then they watch the whole thing, and it's like, put it up, 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 again and again. And it's this weird balance about like you have to be original, and you can't be, but you also have to like I feel like even if we had the greatest idea ever, like I'm gonna use, and you haven't seen a lot, but I've shown you some, so you've seen a little bit. I'm gonna use Sugar Pine 7 as an example here. The alternative lifestyle vlogs, and a lot of you guys watching, knowing our demographic, knowing people watching here, and just knowing YouTubers, you may know who I'm talking about, you may not. Hopefully you do. It's great. Go check it out. The alternative lifestyle vlogs is such a unique, and I'm going to say original. A lot of people will argue it's not original, but I think when you take in the context, the medium they're putting it on, and the way that what you do. Like, they're taking things from a lot of things, but they're making an original thing out of it. If Steven Subdick had not worked for SourceFed, if Steven Subdick did not have any sort of following, and just one day was like, I am going to make this channel called SugarPine7, even though it was originally his channel and they renamed it when they made a joke. If he just like, I'm going to make this channel, and we're going to make these videos with no back catalog, no pre-established audience, same quality. They have fucking 4K cameras, same comedy, same guys, all that stuff. And those guys also, again, did not bring in like any more than like, I have some friends, I have some people I've worked with, but I'm not like in the industry. They all just came in like that. I don't think it would have been found.
I agree.
Even though I think it's amazing and I want a goddamn streaming.
Yeah, and I think you see that and I think that's kind of like where a lot of the exhaustion comes from. Not in the sense of like you wake up and you want 1 million views. It's almost the idea of like you'll make something and it gets like 1, and you sit there and you go, how on earth is how is no one finding it? Like, how on earth is we have 400 subscribers and yet there's 1. Like, what is happening? And I think that's like part of my issue with like kind of like I like the idea of YouTube because I like, you know, making stuff for it. I like doing all that stuff, but there is like that exhaustion of like, again, and you know, not that you do a lot of the brunt of the work. And again, I see it where like it's, you know, I want to do this every day. I want to do these things, and you hold yourself to this schedule, but then like the rest of the world doesn't hold you to that. You know, like, so it's kind of like I'm going to work really, really, really hard, and the rest of the world is just like, okay, like yeah. And I think you even see that like again, like not in the sense of like even with creative burnout, but I think you see it with burnout, like very similar to me doing job applications. It's like you did all the internships, you did all the work, you have this resume, and you write this cover letter, and you send it, and the person writes back, we get so many applications, we might not write back to you. And you go, okay, like I understand your point with that, but there's also that reality of like, like I took time to send you this, and yes, I understand it'll be hard to write back 10,000 applications, but like I don't even know if you looked at it. Like I don't even know if you got across the desk. Is it at least simple
enough to put me in a folder with these other people who are also getting rejected and hit send to all?
Yes, or like I was even talking to my internship supervisor, and she was explaining the process of like getting interns, and she's like, oh, I hate going through resumes for interns. I kind of like just pick out at them, and I'm like, like that's so frustrating. Like, what do you mean you just pick out? Like, don't ask for interns if you're not going to do the process of hiring them. Like, yeah, so granted, I'm glad that I got picked and like my resume was picked out of that. But another part of me was like, okay, did I beat out those 100 people, or was mine just picked? Like, it feels better to know that I beat out those 100, not, oh, I saw your resume, it said video on it, and so I just grabbed it. Like, I'm like, but did you look at any of it? Like, what was it that, you know, struck out to you? Because, again, not in the sense of, like, it's like our videos too. Like, if someone finds our video, you don't want it to be like, oh, I stumbled upon it. You want it to be like, oh, like, I liked it, and so I went and found it. Not like I was looking up something else and, like, you happen to have come up. Like, that doesn't feel as good as, like, I watched one. And so I think that's why the Either videos, I think, like, we enjoy doing the most, because people do interact with, granted, they're people that we know, but at least when I make the Either video with you, I know that people are going to watch it and be like, oh, we like those, like, we like watching them because it's actually, like, funny, we like it, we
it's
enjoy
actually
it.
Funny.
You know, like, and they like it, like, that to me is why I enjoy doing them, versus, like, sometimes we'll do this news story, I'm like, okay, that was really good, we did a lot of information, a lot of digging, and all this stuff, and it gets, like, a view, and you just go, like,
But even if it's like 500 views, like the 30 view Either, you're like, I guess.
Yeah.
What did it actually do though? They watched it and they left. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. But especially when you do the news in the Either, like me and you sit down, we do like I was talking to someone about the Either, and they're like, oh, so that took you 10 minutes to make? And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, oh, like you just filmed that for 10 minutes. And I was like, no, we were there for 3 hours just looking at Either after Either after Either.
And yeah, so I apologize for whatever. We just realized what happened over there. That's another reason I'm getting very burned out.
I could imagine, yeah.
Because I spent hours, money into all this shit, setting it up. Most of the time, not really changing it. We can turn it over for similar use. We just maybe physically rearrange things. Then it just doesn't work.
Like, I'm very, like, which is why, like, I sometimes find, like, in my acting class, it's a little bit hard sometimes because, you know, it's very, I'm a very logical person. I do things very logically. Like, I stopped making my bed when I was 10 because I was like, okay, I'm going to keep messing it up. Why do I keep making it? That's just a waste of time. I'm going to stop making my bed. I'm just going to get in it.
And then girls come in, we're like,
yeah, so you put it together. You put it all together. And like, but that's what to me. I was like, okay, there's no point in making my bed because I'm just not going to do it. And like, or like doing dishes, I'll wait till there's a big pile because I'm just going to clean one dish over and over and over again. And you know, even when I talk to people sometimes, like, they get a little annoyed with me because I'll just kind of like just go down a logical path rather than like kind of like entertain like stupid thoughts. Not that their thoughts are stupid, like thoughts to me that are like, that doesn't really make sense. Like, let's just go down this way. And so I'm like, so I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, like, here's my resume, and like I'm gonna send it into a job application. I'll talk to people and they go, oh yeah, like, but how many resumes do they get? They're probably not even looking at it. I'm like, oh, then why do this? Then why have a job portal for me to apply to if you're not going to look at it? They're like, oh yeah, you just got to like work your connections. Like, I understand working your connections, but that should be like a supplement. That should be like, okay, hey.
That gets you past the first round of interviews.
Yes.
That doesn't get you the job. As you saw, not to bring up shit,
sure.
we can cut this if you want. You are good friends with the CEO of that company.
Yes.
And he even said, if you get to me, you got the job.
Yes.
And somehow, you still didn't get the job, even though he is the fucking CEO. He's seen your work. He knows you did a good job, and you could not get that job.
Yeah.
So clearly...
Yeah. And again, it's one of those things where... Again, and it comes back to
I feel like the craziest showing out here right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just listened back to what I just sounded like in my head, and I'm like, I'm going fucking mental.
Again, it's the idea of... And kind of similar to the YouTube channel, where it's... the idea of you're doing this work and you at least just want something out of it. I think any artist would agree with that. I think any artist would kind of be like, it does get a little hard to keep doing something if you're not really getting anything out of it. And like, yes, there's like value in just doing the art itself. Like we have fun doing this.
Yeah, and it's not to say that we're being results oriented.
Yeah,
that's not what we are, and that's incorrect. Part of it is the fact, and I'm gonna say this in a way that isn't putting you under the bus.
Sure.
I'll say it clear. But I do about 80% of the work.
Absolutely. No problem with that, yeah.
On projects that involve two people.
Yeah.
And is about two man's worth of work.
Sure, absolutely.
And I do about 80% of it.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of the burnout comes from. And it's not like, I'm saying like, I want to pull back, and I guess we already said this, like, what I want to do is just upload videos, aside from the podcast every Monday, because that's like, just nice and easy to bump out every Monday. It's like, I just want to upload videos when they're done. They get done, put them up. Yeah. There's no video this week. That's fine. There's no video this week.
Honestly,
there's 5 videos this week in a stream. There's 5 videos this week in a stream.
And I think we saw that. I think again, like I think when we first started, I think there was, and I think this happens with maybe any. I think we even talk about sometimes with, because Funhouse started talking the same thing recently, where like there is this idea of like it feels like you're almost just churning them out, not as like you're just, because again, like, not that I don't enjoy our gameplays, but sometimes it would be like, okay, we're gonna do this gameplay, and sometimes we'll be playing the game and we're not getting too much out of it, and we'd be like,
took all the time to set up,
but it's like we're already here, like we just have to, and like you would even
it's
feel
like, this is all we got right now.
And again, you would feel yourself kind of just being like, I'm not into this, like I'm literally just making things up like in my mind,
and and it's not, and it's like not like. And again, like, to reinforce, we're not being results-oriented. It's not like we're saying, we're not making money off this. Yeah. We're not getting famous. We're not getting... But it's like, you work really hard and you put this thing into it. And at least, you know, I remember, like, even... This is what tells me the algorithm is fucked. It's like, one, our discoverability views are way down on non-news videos. Way down. Fuck the algorithm. And back when it was fine, we would trickle in views on random videos, like The Division, which is our first Let's Play video, not counting the Halo one.
Dude, I love The Division game. That's my favorite ones.
The Division is by far our worst video.
Yes.
Except for maybe Rainbow, because we just enjoyed it so much that even though the tech side of it was all fucked up, we said, whatever, we're going to put it out because we really like this gameplay, we enjoyed doing it, and then we think it's funny for ourselves.
Yeah.
Aside from that one, that is the worst one. Actually, no, the golf's the worst one. But it is the worst one.
My 20 frames a second. That is rough.
It is, anyway. It is one of the worst ones.
But the golf one was so much fun.
Views.
Yeah.
And it's like, and even back then, it'd just be like, at least once a week, we would get a comment, be like, hey, just found you guys. You guys are real good. I don't have like 100 views. I'm subscribing. This is great. Yeah. I haven't seen that comment in forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the thing that gets you through, you know?
Yeah, or like I remember that one channel was like, we should collab sometime.
Yeah, and then they stopped doing videos.
Yeah, and we thought that was like the coolest thing ever. Like,
it was the coolest thing because I literally emailed them 3 weeks ago about that, and they didn't get they like. Or I didn't email them. Because some YouTubers always notify you when you get messages directly. They direct messaged me, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Why didn't you reply to that message? And they're like, what? And they looked at it like, oh, you did message us. I was like, yeah. Because they had commented on one of our videos before and subscribed. And I was like, yeah.
Or like even like when we were on Inquisitor, that was like you like sent me the picture.
Oh my god, that was like the best day of my life.
And I was like, what is this, Mike? He was like, this is us on Inquisitor.
On a website, on a bonafide
I was like, what do you mean
website?
we're on Inquisitor? And like, I went to like the link, and there's just like me and you like standing there. I'm like, what is this? How did they find this? And why did they watch it? Like it was like this channel.
Here's one thing I've learned though. Yeah. Every video about a controller that isn't a controller gets thousands of views.
Yes.
Piano DBZ fighter, banana wins DDR pad World of Warcraft. Thousands of views.
It's funny, like, because like, I think that my train of thought was, it wasn't like, oh, that's cool. It was like, why did they do that? Why did they pick us? Like, like it was like, A, how did they find it? B, they watched it all the way through. C, they're like, these are the guys that are the main authority.
I think we're the
on
only
this.
ones that did it though. Like,
Yeah, right.
It was one of these like we got it. We just and like and it wasn't like there was like here's the video, watch this video and feel what happened. It was like no, they wrote it out still, so they didn't have to link the video.
Yeah,
like,
it was like
just did it. Like
they're like these two are the main authority on
like
this
Kotaku
subject.
already had it up. I got it from Kotaku. Like
yeah, and I think that's like I think this happens with any like company, any
artistic endeavor.
Yeah, we're not even like a company. Again, like, we're not like from making money off. But again, it's kind of turned into this thing
we
where
have $1.
Yeah, we still frame.
We have the frame.
But yeah, I think in the beginning there was this magic of okay, we're gonna make stuff and see what happens, and then as we did it more and more, and like not that they lost its luster, but like it wasn't as magical that a video happened. You know what I mean? Like at first it was like, oh my god, we made a video, and that's really exciting. And then it was like, okay, now we can make videos. Now we gotta like kind of corral it and like do something with it. And I think that what started happening, especially as you get older, especially as like it turns into like, okay, I need to get internships. I need to like do these other things, and you want to do this thing, and it's weird because you want to pursue the thing you like, and you want to do what you like and what you have fun with. But there's also, and especially now that like I'm graduating and you were gone in LA, and you have this big work ethic in mind of like what you want to happen in your life. You kind of sit there and you go, okay, like I need to spend time on this thing where I probably won't get anything out of it, versus like a job or an internship that I probably won't enjoy as much, but at least I'm getting monetary value, experience value, professional value. And I think that's kind of the weird part of it is like again, I was out getting drinks with a girl last night, and I was even sitting there like, I'm not applying for jobs right now. I'm not like I'm doing anything that isn't work related, and I'm like I'm freaking out.
You've been touching on it with the whole thing, like how the world doesn't wait for you.
Yes,
and it's like you do this thing. Like I'm gonna spitball a timeline here. You can correct me if anything's randomly off. So we for one gameplay video, let's do, I don't know, what's one we just put out? Let's do Sonic. All right,
sure.
Sonic's a pretty simple one because the one player one. So for Sonic, I'm like, okay, what's the game we're gonna play? I think about the thing. I'm like, Sonic. I mentioned it a lot. I'm gonna play it. So
sure.
I'm like, okay, like 10, 20 minutes. Think about what we're gonna do, and in my head, think about what the narrative's gonna be essentially.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna bring into it to start with. How we're gonna get that ball rolling if nothing just magically happens. We don't get inspired in the moment. Then there's a setup. 40 minute setup, 40 minutes if like we were recording a different kind of video and I have to like transition a bunch of stuff all at once, right? Then it's recording.
Gotta wait for me to show up.
yeah. Gotta wait for Jack to show up.
Yeah.
Right? That's time. That's time. Scheduling out a day.
Yep.
There's extra
and
time.
And it is a day. Like, I don't know if people like realize like it is like, it's not like a day in the sense of like I get here at 9 and leave at 5. It's like I don't leave at like 1 a.m. sometimes. Like we're here all day.
Yeah.
Filming all day.
Depending on what we're doing. Or at college, it's like that's like a chunk of like that's like a bunch of classes. Like,
yeah,
we
would go for like I would get to your house at like your apartment, your dorm at like what 10 a.m. and be like, okay, we're not leaving till the party happens at like 10. It was like we're going to film till the party.
Yeah, depends on what we're doing that day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like one video, one 10 to 15 minute video, even 5, and one video, which is between 5 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, if it's like real good shit and I can't figure out how to split it, which is probably just incorrect still. That's like an hour of gameplay. It's like 30. If the gameplay is really good and we're really lucky, that's 30 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
For like a solid 13 minute, like if we're getting 13 solid, if we're getting like Sonic Part 1 out of like 35, 40 minutes, like which is something we actually did, which never happens. That's amazing. usually 10 minutes of video, 1 hour of gameplay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right? So we do it for an hour minimum. That's what we do. And then if we feel like it's going good, we'll extend it to 2 hours. And we just don't stop. But if we feel like this is fine, but this is probably all we got, then we stop for an hour, right? So now we're at roughly 2 hours here. Let's say it was one 10-minute video. So we're at like an hour 40 with all the pre-prep, right? Data transfer. Transferring all the files, rendering from Audition, transferring up an SD card for the camera, everything else. About 20 minutes, mostly because of the audio and stuff like that. Syncing it's instant, you got a program for that. Editing. Editing is like 3 to 4 hours on the kind of videos you make, because it's all editing intensive, right?
Agreed.
So at the end of the day, and we'll put it on the cleaner end. Let's say we only shot for an hour, and I know there's only going to be one video, so I'm not like, oh, do I have to make this 2 videos, some of that? And for the record, my process is, and for most people who do this kind of stuff, my understanding, what I do is, once everything's synced up, I watch it again. And if I like something, I make an in-cut and an out-cut. And I do it again. Like this part, in-cut, out-cut. And I literally just watch it through. So if it's an hour, I watch it for an hour. And I take all the stuff I didn't cut, and I smush it together. And then I hit play, and I watch what's left. And I'm like, all right, next set of fat. Boop, boop, boop. That's out. Okay, now how do I string these together? So I probably watch it. I probably spend like an hour and a half just watching the shit again. By the time this is all done, you spent like 5 hours on one video. And then you come upstairs, and your mom's like, how are you paying rent?
Yeah, right. And the real world says, hey there.
Right. That's the issue. Is it like, and we're doing 2 videos a day. That's what I was doing to myself. And it's like, oh god.
Okay, like I think today I remember today I woke up at 9. I went to the gym. I woke up. I think I watched like a little bit of a documentary I've been watching. I went to work. 10 to 3 was work. I got out of work, hopped in my car, picked up bananas because we needed those, and like drove for like 2 hours. Usually it's like an hour and a half. This is 2 hours in the car today, and now we're here. And again, it's just like I was like I like a really like long like panic like drive. Cause not in the sense of like I didn't want to come here or anything. It was just I was just sitting there. I was like, oh my god, this is a whole day.
That's the other thing with me personally, where it's like
you're very hard. We're both hard on ourselves.
Yeah,
you know?
we're both hard on ourselves and like going back and again not putting in the bus.
Sure, that's fine.
But as a person does 80% of the time, like you like how many hours would you say you put into a video?
I would say maybe like 3 at most. Like not a lot. Like again, it's you do.
And I'm doing 80% to 20%. So it's like imagine how much time I'm like dying on the inside.
Yeah, or even when I did Medal of Honor, I was sitting there like,
I don't know.
Freaking out.
See, I'm trying to say this stuff, and I don't want to sound like I'm a bitch, or I'm like, not like a bitch, but like, I don't want to sound like, oh, well, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, or oh,
I think it's
like, you're putting Jack onto the bus, or,
no, you're putting
oh,
the bus.
I know you're not, but like, I'd be like, oh, if you don't like it, then obviously that's why you can't make a career of it. It's like, I do like doing this, but it's like, it's a fucking lot.
I think again, like, there's a, I think what's funny, I think you and I both, feel the same way, but about like different things, which is funny. Like I think, like you like put a lot of like effort into like the channel and everything. That's like where you like put like that pressure on yourself, which is funny. So like that's where the pressure is, and I think I do see it between us where like that's not where I put my pressure on myself. Like I put my pressure like on that professional side of like I felt like I had to do 3 internships. I felt like I had to do that. Like if I didn't have 3, I felt like I was like not doing good enough. Like I remember taking the 3 and knowing I shouldn't have done it. And I was like, okay, I'm not doing it next semester. And I did it again. I did another 3. And I was like, this is hell on earth. Why? And again, like that's where I put that pressure. And it's funny because again, like, you know, when people, I think because a lot of it, people don't watch the professional stuff I do, but they watch this. And again, like I don't do as much with this as you do. And but
I want to point out a little gripe here. Also,
sure.
This is my chance to actually bitch. My chance to actually just have a little bit bitching. Is it like, as someone that wants to be an entertainer,
sure,
and wants to can wear numerous hats, feel something like that, and it's like, one of the things I love about YouTube, and you agree with because talked about this before, is that like, right now, like you're looking for a job in this stuff, and when you boil it down, because you don't have the money, the resources, stuff like that, you are essentially waiting on someone's permission to do what you love.
Exactly, which is weird. It's a very weird, like again, like it's what was I doing? Like I think I called. I was at a networking event and I was again like I was talking to someone and I was like, oh, I do video for this radio station, and again like, it's a radio station, they don't have any cameras, they literally just use phones, so like that's how we do our videos. And again, it's like it's not for video people, it's for like suburban moms who are like, oh, they were at an arts festival, very cute, and like it's fine, like they like what I do. I would bring a camera when I worked there during school, but now they just use their phone, like they say just use your phone, we're not giving you a camera, I don't have a camera. And I was at a networking event, and I was like, oh, I do like video for this place, and they're like, oh, like, what camera do you use? I was like, I don't have one. I can't afford one. And then I talked to a guy there. I was like, what camera do you have? He's like, oh, I have this Sony thing. I was like, how much was that? He was like, $4,000. I was like, $4,000. Like, it's like, how'd you get that? How did you afford that? Like, what? You're my age. Like, how did you get? And like,
granted, cameras are also very expensive now, generally. But like, that's what I'm saying, right? And then like, and the allure of YouTube is like, if you want to act, just write something and do it. If you want to write it and make it. If you want to edit, just and just put it up. And it's like, it's this weird thing of like, you want to do it, so do it, and you do it, and it's like, this isn't helping me get permission.
Yeah.
And it's not doing it, but fuck your permission. And also, God, I hate my life right now.
Yeah. Or like it's funny because like it's one of those weird things about like the working world is. I'll talk to people and they say, like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I'm a media student, and honestly, I would love to do anything in media. And they're like, well, okay.
They hate that answer.
Yeah, and I think
that's what I found out in LA.
Yeah, right. It's a bad answer.
They hate that answer.
And I think anywhere in life, that's a good answer, except in this one. Like, if someone's like, what do you want to eat? I'll eat anything. Okay, sure. I'll make something then.
The one argument I have heard, which is the one reason I will accept that it's a bad answer, is because if you say, I'll do anything, their internal response is, how the fuck do I help this kid? Because if they are like, all right, I'm going to help this kid. I'm going to introduce him to so-and-so. And then you fuck that up because it's not what you end up wanting to do or it's not what you're good at, then they look bad.
Sure.
So that's the only thing that's like, to me, like, okay, I won't say that anymore. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think, especially in this field, I don't think you just do one thing your entire life.
Yeah, or I wasn't, like, I didn't study marketing. And I was talking to someone, like, you'd be good at marketing. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? Like, and they're like, what would you like to do? And I was like, I studied media. And then I was like, and they're like, okay, but what does that mean? I'm like, if you were to put me in a radio station, I could probably function. If you were to put me in a TV studio, I could probably function. If you were to put me in this area, I could probably function. And they're like, okay, but what do you really want to do? And again, it's one of those weird things that I think you would both, because we both say the same thing. I would love to entertain people my whole life. And which is weird because, again, like, it's one of those things where, like, you know, how do you translate that onto paper? Like, it's like, okay, what do you like doing? I like sitting in front of a microphone and talking. And it's like, okay, but I really can't give, because I really can't give you that. But like, what's something else? Okay, I will do anything at a radio station. I will mop the floors. I don't want to go to a, you know, gas station or restaurant to work. I want to be in this place. This is where I want to be. And sometimes I wake up and I wish I didn't like this stuff. Right?
Yeah, right. Life would be so much easier if all I had to do was go to school for 4 years, go to med school for 4 years, and like, here you go. Here's $10,000 a day. Like,
I would literally be sitting there like watching like Westworld or something, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like, I would love to be in Westworld. Like,
you saw the finale, right?
No, shut up, don't say that.
Oh no!
But it's like, I would love to like be involved in making this, and you sit there and you go like, I wish I didn't like this stuff. Like, I wish like I could. I wish,
literally had those thoughts.
Yeah, like,
I
wish I could be happy like just doing taxes for someone. Like, I wish that, like, not that there's anything wrong with that. And again, it's not a, like, I think less of people who do that. It's a, if I didn't do this, I know I would be miserable. And that's part. And it's weird because, again, like, it is very competitive, but I think you and I are very similar in the sense of, like, if you woke up and you were going to, like, Bang Zoom, for example. If you were going there, and even if like you were just a secretary, like, you're the front desk worker there, and like, okay,
I loved working the front desk,
but like you got to do that for a year.
I love doing that. I was like, I just get to talk to people who are doing it all day. Yeah, like, this is great.
At least like you're in it. Like, or like when I was an extra in a movie, like, even extra is kind of rough because it is like 10 hours, and like it is a lot. Like, just
they're also like, hey, if you do an extra work too much, then you're never gonna be an actor.
Exactly.
Really, like,
yes, I was like, what?
Yeah, and I hate that shit. I'm like, clearly, if I'm showing up the set every day, I want to act. Like,
I was talking to my theater director, the acting class guy. I was like, ooh, like, I do the extra stuff. I'm good. Like, I'm ahead of the game. He's like, stop doing that right now.
Yeah,
I was like, this makes no sense.
I get it. I totally get it. If your argument is, don't do too much of it because then you're not practicing real acting.
Yeah.
But I literally heard someone say, hey, if you need money, that's fine. Try not to do more than like 3 or 4 of those a year. And I'm like,
where's the logic in that?
How do I meet people then? How do I get on set? Because half the thing with resumes isn't about what you did. It's just looking at the business and like, okay, they showed up the Fox. They showed up. They did it professionally. They did their job. They didn't get fired. They came to NBC. They showed up, they did it professionally, they did their job, they didn't get fired. Okay, so when I hire this person, they're going to show up, they're going to do it professionally.
I'm not going to fire them.
They're going to do their job, and I'm not going to fire them.
Yeah.
Like,
and again, like, it is weird, like, because I have, like, an actor's, like, access, like, it shows you all the auditions, like, New York and Los Angeles, and it's like, put your resume. And I was like, and I went through it, like, 2 days ago, I was like, oh my God, all it says is, like, the 3 extra things I did. I'm like, am I screwed now? Like, okay. But then if I took it all off, it just says nothing. So I'm like, okay, so I have nothing, or I'm an extra, and like, there's no, like, in between. But again, it's one of those weird things where I sit down, I look at that, and I go, this is unfair. But goddamn, do I love this place? Yeah. But goddamn, I want to.
That's what I'm trying to, like. I guess I want to do with the leverage at the time. It's like I have these, not tangible, but like, with YouTube, we're doing these things and we love it, but it feels like we're just throwing it into this void. It feels like we're making a model, right? We're making like a model of the solar system, and every time we're done with the model, we throw it in a trash can or we zip it in a box and put a random address on it. Like, here we go. I don't know who's going to see it. I don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Or it's funny, like, I was making a sizzle reel, like, for myself, and, like, I put some of our stuff in there just to show.
You said a sizzle reel?
No.
Like a sizzler.
No.
And I was like, I love sizzle.
But like a little reel of, like, me doing things, and I was like, oh, I'll put some of, like, me and Mike doing funny stuff, like, to make me stick out, and, like, I sent it, and someone's like, what's with all the goofy stuff in there? I was like, but that's me. Like, this is what I like. I spent years doing this. Like, look at it. Like, and it's like, what? Again, like, is this, like, completely relevant to everything? Like, I feel like we could, like, if someone was like, Mike, could you, like, if like NPR or some company was like, could you host a podcast? You probably could. Like, you've been doing this with me for, like, how many years?
You got really insulted. Like, you could do that. You probably could.
You definitely. But again, like, I feel like this may not be, like, professional, but this is relevant. Like, it's not like I think especially you held me, like, you made me go to a certain standard. Like, especially, like, you were always like, no, this is not how it works. Like, you have to be better, Jack. This is how we do it. Like, this is, like, you have to talk this way and it be clearer. And we sat down. I think we held ourselves to a certain. It wasn't like we just came in and just winged it every day.
Yeah.
Like,
that's because I did all the posts and as you know now,
my
after
voice
finally doing stuff. The more mistakes that happen before post, the more shit you gotta deal with in post.
Yes. And
so if you could speak a little louder, Jack,
I know.
I could save myself 20 minutes in post.
But again, I think, like, there is this, like, if someone were to sit down and be like, okay, Jack, Mike, you have to, like, host a game show every night. Like, okay, yeah, we could do that. Like, we can talk all day about it. We can do whatever we want. And it's weird to kind of, like, try and translate that to the professional environment. Kind of be like, okay, like, even on my cover letter sometimes, I'll write, like, me and my buddy started a YouTube channel again. We would show up every day.
Oh, I didn't get into this because you cut me off. This is the gripe I wanted to make.
Oh.
Every time this motherfucker gets an interview, the first big thing they talk about is like, so this YouTube channel is cool. Tell me about that. Everything I've ever been in, and it's on there. Nobody has ever brought it up.
Really?
No one has said it's cool. No one has said it's neat. When I was editing videos, I'm not going to name the client or who it was or whatever, but I was working with a group at a company with other interns, and I was the only one that volunteered to do a set of videos, which I enjoyed doing. I'm not complaining about doing the work. I love them. They look great on my reel. It's great. But they wanted me to work as a collaborative group, and none of the other interns wanted to do it. And I keep explaining, the other interns didn't step up. That's why I'm doing it. They were mad I was doing everything. The person in charge of me doing this project was like, it's like, I'm doing everything because the other people don't want it. And I get that you want me to pull them in, but if they don't want to do it, I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah, it's going to look bad, yeah.
Right. It's like, I'm not going to wait on them when I'm willing to put in the extra hours and just do it. So, and then one thing says, like, when she was doing it, she was like, and I love her to death, but, like, it was one of those things where, like, oh, man, I never had to hold my tongue so bad. It was like, she said to me, if you need help editing, talk to blank. He has his own YouTube channel.
Mike took the mouse. Mike went to delete channel on it. Just deleted the whole thing.
I sat in that seat and I said nothing and just went,
Wow, he does? I should do one of those.
I didn't say anything. I knew whatever I said could have got me fired eventually. So I was like, and I was just like, and then I looked at the channel and it had 30 subscribers and it had the most views was 20 views. I was like,
you're right.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
You're right.
And that's why he totally stepped up to do this project.
That is funny. But it's funny. I do go into places and like I will say resume with my professional experience. I go So this YouTube thing you do,
right? I never get that.
I'm like, what? So you do that? I'm like, yeah. Like we do gaming stuff. They're like, interesting, pretty cool. So like about that YouTube channel again, like it is very like, and I know for me, like. You know, I'll sit down and like, you know, and I've talked to you about it and talked to others about it. Like I sit down, I'm on my computer. I have like sticky notes of like, you know, like I want to make like this thing. Like I have like my own little like personal like audio thing I want to do. I have my own little like personal product I want to start on. And again, it's one of those weird things where like preparing that material is going to take 2-3 hours maybe, and you sit there and you go, okay, but that's 2 to 3 hours that isn't spent doing something else. And it's not that again, and it's weird because again someone might say if you really liked it, it wouldn't be work, and like you'd be even.
That's not true. Yeah. This is what I've learned, and because my dad always said this to me growing up, because he was like very happy that I found something when I was very young that I was passionate about. Because when he would see me doing it, he's like, "You're not working. You're having a great time."
Yeah.
What I learned in the industry is that I'm gonna tell all you guys this because I think this is something people really need to hear, is that the phrase, if you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life, is false. Because everyone, even if they're doing what they love, they are working their fucking asses off. Every actor I know in LA is working their asses off. Everyone at the studio I intern with in LA is working their asses off. They're doing what they've always dreamed of doing, and they are killing themselves slaving away.
Yeah.
It is not work. It will feel like work still.
And I think that's also, again, I think for me, like, and I think, you know, again, like, and how I kind of rationalize it, and I think it's, like, partly true for me, is, like, I sit there and go, like, the reason I want a job is so I can stop worrying about it. Like, I can just take up, like, that 50%, like, 40% of my mind and just be like, okay, now I know.
Then I don't have to think about TanaCon anymore. Yeah, let's move on.
Like, from 9 to 5 now, I know. Like, this gives you a schedule. I go, this is your schedule. This is how your work life goes. I go, perfect. I now have this permanent set thing that I now can build. It's a foundation. Like for me, it's a foundation. So I have a job that I know I have. I know where I'm living. I know where I'm working. And now I can take that foundation and I can add in. Okay, now I have the acting class. I have making stuff with Mike. I go, oh no, I can't put making stuff with Mike there. I'll put that over here. And now I can you can build upon it rather than, okay, you know, I have Mike here, I have this here, and this here. Oh, wait, and the job just goes and just like smash
I have an interview now this day.
Yeah. Or yeah, like an interview will just pop up and you have to, and even if it's not a good interview, you gotta still go because you don't know.
You can't say no.
Yeah, you can't be like, no, I don't want to come to your interview. It's like, okay, well, Jack is a dick. And like sends that to everyone they know.
And that goes back to like what I was saying before, like once every 2 weeks we get like a comment that's like, you guys are great. Like,
yeah.
I'm subscribing also. Like you need those things. Like that was like me going to Let's Play Live. That was like one of the big catalysts for me. Yeah. It was like we did on the channel for like 4 months and I'm like this is cool and all. And like we're getting the comments stuff that's like, I don't know, like I feel like I should just focus on school. I'm here for school. And then I'm like, no. This world is bigger than school.
Yeah.
Like I need to do like I can't just be like I'm at school and do school. Like no. This world is so huge and family is no longer defined by blood, and friends are no longer defined by location, but it's defined by common interest and like commonalities because we're all globalized and stuff now, and like there's just so many more layers than there was before.
Oh yeah, and I mean like at this acting class, I one of the guys who joined with me on my first day, we were hanging out one day, and we were in his apartment. It was a very nice apartment. I was like sitting there, I was like, wow, this is like a very nice apartment for like a 22-year-old. I'm like, this is very interesting. Why is it so nice? And I was like, how old are you? He's like, oh, dude, I'm like 38. I'm like 40. And I'm like, oh, like this is real life. Like you might be hanging, like it's not like you're just hanging out with college. It's like, and it's like we're very good friends now. But it is like it's like you said, like when we hang out, it's to like practice acting. He's like, come over. We're gonna like rehearse some scenes and like go at it. And I'm like, is this
your Tommy What's Up moment?
Yeah. Is this
your Tommy What's Up?
Yeah. Is this how it works? Like, is this like?
Hi, Jack.
Yeah. You know, you're sitting there kind of like, oh, like wow, like I'm hanging out with someone who like when I meet him and see him, it's like, oh yeah, I do the same thing you do. Let's keep doing it together. And you're kind of like, oh wow, this is okay. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Like yeah, and then you invite someone else over and they're all doing it, and then it's like what happens is it's the three of you all doing this thing.
Yeah.
And they all kind of and they all feel the same way.
Yeah,
and
they all feel the same.
Yeah. And then you're all making out and like
then you play Cuphead.
Yeah, they play Cuphead. But no, and I think that's like what, again, it's one of those weird things where it's not about going out to have fun anymore. Not which you can do, but then there also is that cool benefit of like I like working with other people who are kind of all into the same thing, and like you're all working together to make something, which is cool. Again, you start meeting people who like doing what you like, and then it's like, and you feel yourself getting better at something because they also want to get better at it, and you help. I'm sure in LA you experience it all the time with everyone being in LA together. Like,
yeah, that was God. Maybe that would literally you just live in that. You're like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
every day, get up, do it. Like this guy's doing it. He's making it look bad. Do it. Like,
yeah.
So I want to end on a higher note though.
Sure.
With something even though right now I am very depressed is a strong word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Depressed. And I'm very much in this slump right now of like trying to figure out how I'm going to formulate this next year into a launch pad for my career. Is that I do believe one thing. I don't know if I talked about it a lot because I talked about a lot of things I've learned from LA. But I do think one thing I have learned from LA that I haven't talked about that applies now is that not just everything you do matters, because I think everything you do in life in general matters, whether it actually directly helps you or not, because it builds onto the person you are and yeah. But everything you do for your career retroactively at some point becomes relevant.
Sure.
I feel like a lot of people, from what I've learned, spend their time doing the right things, all this stuff. They'll go in for interviews and they're like looking at the resume, like, this is all cool, but you don't have like your first, like if they're trying to be like a film, like a studio filmmaker, like you haven't done your first film yet, so you haven't done your first studio film, so call us when you do your first studio, it was all this stuff. And then, okay, I have a specific example. Kabir Kar is the current main director for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and is the lead editor, who we got to meet while I was at the program. He spent all these years doing all this stuff, doing the correct things. He's like, his main track is like, I want to be an editor, and once I'm an editor, I'm probably going to pivot into directing, which is what he's in the second stage now. Like, I'm a master editor in this field, now I'm going to be a director. He spent all his time doing editing, all his time going around play. He was in MTV early in reality show days, jumped that ship because he's like, this isn't going to lead to narrative work, so like, I need to leave, even though I have good paying job and good connections. Left to do stuff, made all the right moves, and then was just stuck in this limbo of not being able to edit for like narrative TV, for like episodic stuff, for like forever. And it was even like he did the opening piece for the freaking the Emmys one year, and it's like that's great. Like it doesn't pay well, but it's like all, and he's just done all this stuff super relevant. His resume stacked, stuff like that. Took him years to get it. The second he got his first like TV editing job, every job he goes into, that he has the same resume. He just has now. It's like, oh, I did New Girl, and it's on the editor on New Girl, and it's like now he has his resume like, wow, this Emmys thing is great, and blah blah. And it's like all of a sudden it all matters because you got this one thing. So it's like.
Oh, so they would look at it and be like, oh, that's really cool, but you don't have like this one thing that we want.
Yeah, once you have the one thing, it's like, oh wow, like you're like, how have I heard of you? Like he literally said this one guy was like, how have I heard of you before? You did like the Emmys and all this stuff. It's like, but just because, and the only difference on the resume
was a New Girl instead of like.
I don't know if it was New Girl, but he has done New Girl, but like was like he
had a narrative, thing that he wanted.
He stepped into the actual lead or assisting lead editing role on a narrative TV show.
And that's all. That was the change.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, your resume's perfect. Like everyone wants your resume. Like it's great. And it's like. I had this resume for 5 years and couldn't get a job. Yeah. And so, like, the one thing I hope deep down is that this, at some point, when everything clicks for us, it's gonna hit where they're like, wow, and you did all this. Like, why'd you stop doing it? This stuff was great. It really made you who you are. Like,
well, I'll say I felt that when I was when I did my internship again. Like, they were like, okay, Jack, we want you to make like this goofy comedy video of like the interns. And I was like, okay. I was like, what did Mike?
Call Mike?
I thought that was my first thought, but I was like, no, I'm gonna like see what I can. And like everything that we had done, like I'd watched you do, like I set it up, and I was like, even messing with, we didn't have like lights, so I was like kind of making the room look nice. And I did like like the sound check, the clapping, everything. I was like, wow, do you know what? Like I did learn something. Like there was value to this, and they turned out really well. They liked them, and I was like, wow, okay, like do you know what? Like it did not reveal itself at first. But now, like, in a professional environment where they gave, like, the ball was in my court, I had to do it, I was able to do it. And I think, or even, like, when I did Tribeca, like, the film festival, I had to go interview people on a red carpet. I was nervous as hell. I was like, and, like, but I did that once, and now, like, kind of when I meet other people or when I'm on, like, a film set, and, I kind of, like, now I kind of know how to act around people. I'm like, okay, remember when you freaked out, Tribeca, and it was weird? Don't freak out there. Like, don't freak out here. Keep it calm. And, like, then you're kind of calm, and then you realize, or even being a film set, even being on a film set on an extra, like, just to be on a film set and stand there, I was like, wait a minute, like, this isn't so bad. Like, this isn't as, like, intense as I thought it would be. Like, this isn't, like, everyone's going to, like, be mad at you every day. It was like being on any other place on the earth. Like, it was still people, like, Sylvester Stallone in front of you wasn't any different than any other human being. And I think that's also part of it, is just like sitting there and being like, this, I'm not making $1 million right now. I'm not like doing anything. I'm not like a star actor, but this exact moment right here might be important. Like just sitting on a film set. And to me, I know my logic was, wow, I made it on a Hollywood film set. And that was it. It was just but the fact that I got there and I sat on a Hollywood film set and I looked at the actor and I said, you know what? If I can get here, maybe I can figure out a way to get there. Because I figured out how to get here.
And I think you really hit on the thing that makes me want to step away from the schedule, step away from being like, we're doing these things, we're doing it. Is it like, and we kind of touched on it earlier, but just the wrapping up point, like, you're like on this film set and you're like, this could be the day. This could be where I meet the person who doesn't make me a star, but like gets me on that track because I'm here, exposed to all this stuff right now. And that's how I used to feel with the videos. Is like, I'd be editing a Let's Play. I'm like, this could be the one.
Yeah.
Where like this really goes around because it's just one part here. It's great. Like, or like this could be the news story that really makes the rounds. And then like maybe someone wants to have us like and this used to be the thing. It's like when I was in LA, it's like this could be like when I got to do special projects at Banks.
That could be it.
This could be the project where I meet the person who's gonna help.
Yeah.
And like one of the days it wasn't. Now I kind of have someone I feel like is a mentor over there. And it's like that's pretty great. Like but now I make the videos and it's like these are great. I like them, but I feel like they're not doing that. I never feel like when I'm making a video, like the Sonic one was the only one where I'm like, Sonic's great, and then no one watched it.
I think the Sonic one was the only one, like, you wrote me back, and you wrote to me, like, this Sonic one's so cool. I was like, geez, when is Mike, like, Mike has not written me about a video in a very long time. I'm like, yeah, Mike, I was there. Like, it had been so long to the point where you're like, I love this thing. I'm like,
yeah,
Mike,
exactly.
Mike, geez, it's just, we've done this before. Like, it was a very, like, again.
Yeah, so, and that's what I want to, I guess, just try to focus on. It's like, I want to feel like when I put a video out there, it's not just that I like it, but it's like I did it because I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think don't make something work that doesn't have to be work.
Yeah.
It's like if there's a time where we wake up and we go, okay, there's 8 million people waiting, we better like get this going. Like that's one thing. But again, like now if you're in a position where it's like, okay, if I took a week off, would anyone really notice? Like if I took a week to do something different, would anyone really notice?
Yeah, and so and I want to take that time where it's like for the 3 hours I do feel good about it and do that and make that one video or work towards that one video. And the other 7 hours a week that I'd be streaming or doing news or whatever.
That's time.
Do something else that makes you feel like that.
I think you're saying how much you wanted to finish a script earlier today. You were saying how much you wanted to do that. So
it's just one of the things where it's like the biggest thing that has stopped me from making this pull away is that the reason I was firm, like I'm going to get on the schedule this summer, is like I feel I don't want to be a quitter.
I don't think you're a quitter. I think quitting. I think I've listened to many podcasts. I listened to the art. Quitting is a very. I think they always say on the podcast, quitting is a very, very important skill. And they were saying how people who quit usually succeed because they don't like quit in the sense of like this is hard. I quit. It's this isn't working.
Right.
Quit.
And it's convincing myself of that because I come from a family of you make a commitment, you do the commitment. You'll work hard. Quitters never. And I started learning that from people. It's like, no, you need to learn when to walk away from things. Like, you need to realize, like when I was saying Kabir again, he walked away from his reality TV editing where he was a lead editor on reality TV. He's like, yeah, this isn't getting me where I want to go. It's paying me great, but it's like,
yeah, I had a restaurant job. I had like no money. I remember I was at a restaurant. I was there like 2 weeks, and I was like, I have never been more miserable in my whole life. And I was like, I need money, but I cannot do this. Like, I need to quit. Like this will ruin my semester if I do this. And I just took the L. I was like, I'm quitting. I can't. Like I don't care if it looks bad on me. I just can't do this. Quit. And I did that, and I got like the internship at the radio station. Like right when I did that, and I was like, quitting. Like this is, and I was like, okay, do what? Something came out of it, and I think that. So I don't think there's anything wrong with quitting for the right reason. I think if you're like, Jack, this is hard, I'm done with videos forever, that's different. You know what I mean? That's like, okay, Mike, calm down. This is like, I don't want
to start burning everything. Yeah. Like, Mike, I paid for the one microphone, sort of, kind of.
I just grabbed it. This is mine.
Like, I just covered. Actually, this part of it is like, that's correct.
I take off the fuzzy part. But again, saying like, I don't want to make a video every day is different than I just don't want to do this because it's hard. Those are two different things. And, again, like me sitting there going like, okay, this industry is hard is different than going like, this industry is hard, I'm just not going to try. Those are two different conversations you're having. And I think you're having the right one by going, if I keep doing this, you said you're going to burn yourself out and then you're not going to do it at all. Like, it's going to be like, and I think that's the worst thing because you don't have to burn yourself out.
Yeah.
So, And even even with me hunting for jobs, I go, don't hold yourself to some impossible standard. Don't hold yourself to someone else. Like, don't be like, what is it we always say? Like, some person's success isn't your failure. It's not your failure.
Yeah, it's always your failure.
Yeah.
How old is Logan Paul right now?
Yeah,
that's what I always thought.
Where's Logan Paul?
It's like, how old is Logan? Fuck.
Meek grows out hair and starts flirting with 12
See the rice gum shit going on right now?
What is it?
See rice gum shit going on right now?
I don't know what it is.
It's like Logan Paul 2. Remember the Japan shit that went down? It's like
great.
that 2.0.
Perfect.
Yeah, but Hong Kong.
The generation is lost.
Yeah.
We'll finish the next one.
All right.
So.
Well, anyway, I don't know how this is going to turn out in the edit, but
neither do I. This is intriguing.
Yes, if you watch the entire thing, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this is very cathartic for you as well. If not, you didn't watch it, and it was good for me, at least in some way.
There we go.
But if you did, let me know what you guys think about all this. I want to know about your experiences with work, even in the entertainment industry. I feel like this is very relatable in a lot of ways. Jack, where can they find you?
You can find me at the Red Baron, or on, I guess not Facebook, but like I'm Jack on Facebook, but at the Red Baron on Twitter.
He did it.
So
we'll get in the conversation with you guys. Remember, the most important part about the show is keeping conversation alive. Just keep the conversation alive down in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys next time.